Hey everyone, welcome back to PR and Test Drive. Today we're featuring a BMW that I consider the gold standard for the brand, the 3 Series. Specifically, this is the 2025 330i xDrive. For this model year, BMW has given the G20 Generation 3 Series a second LCI, which include things like chassis refinement, slight cosmetic changes, and engine improvements. Let's go over the specs, take a look from the outside, take a look from the inside, and we'll go for a drive. Here in Canada, the 2025 330i xDrive has a starting price of about 61,000 Canadian dollars, but this one here has got options like the premium package, the M Sport package, as well as a couple of cosmetic options, meaning that the as-tested price is about 68,000. Starting with the exterior, not much has changed. You still get standard LED headlights as well as the smaller style kidney grills, which I do like. This vehicle is equipped with the M Sport package, meaning that you get M aerodynamic bumpers, which I will admit makes this car look a whole lot more sporty and a much better looking car. What's also new is the paint job. This is the Arctic Race blue metallic paint, which I quite like. In addition to the paint job, you also get some new rim design for this model year, which I'll throw them on the screen because these aren't the ones that you get. These are winter tires and winter wheels. I quite like the new design. Let me know what you think. The base 330 comes with 18-inch rims, but if you option for the M Sport package, you get upgraded to 19-inch ones. In the front, you get strut-style suspension, and in the rear, you get multi-link setup. If you want window trims that are blacked out like I have here, it's a no-cost option, which is great. Additionally, I also like how there's keyless entry from all 4 doors. You can also option the 330 with adaptive dampers as well as M Sport brakes if you like a little bit more sportiness. Around back, you'll find the M aerodynamic rear bumper as a continuation from the front as part of the M Sport package, along with dual rear exhaust tips. The 3 Series, in my opinion, is just a good looking sedan, and it's definitely one of my favorites in the current BMW lineup. Here in Canada, the power trunk option comes standard, and you can open and close with a little bit of a kick, or you can press the button, whichever you like. Cargo space is pretty generous despite this being a smaller BMW. There's no underfloor storage, but you can fold down the seats 40-20-40 split. The big change for this year is that the base 330 now gets 48-volt mild hybrid integration to its B48 inline-4 turbocharged engine. Power figure, however, remains the same at 255 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. Power is routed through an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission to all 4 wheels via the xDrive system. If you option your car with the M Sport Pro package, you also get a Sport Tune transmission for quicker shift and launch control. Although the interior at first glance look largely unchanged compared to the pre-refreshed 2023 and 2024 models, you do get a few new things. First of all, upgraded software to iDrive 8.5, new air vent design, new ambient lighting design, as well as most notably, new steering wheel designs. The standard steering wheel now features a 2-spoke design, and this M Sport package steering wheel now features this crisscross pattern down here, which looks quite nice. Overall, I'm quite fond of the cabin design. I like the two-tone tan interior. There's plenty of wood trim that spreads all across the dash as well as throughout the center console here. There is also a good amount of synthetic leather padding on the door panels, which is great. As far as physical buttons go, none for the climate control. However, there are plenty of them on the steering wheels as well as around the rotary dial down here. In my opinion, this setup works much better compared to the new X3 with the iDrive system with the glass haptic controls. The screens are big, they are crisp, they are fast, and in my opinion, they work great. They support Apple CarPlay wirelessly and Android Auto wirelessly as well. Despite some people saying that these screens are a little bit too complicated, the menus are too complicated, I actually had no issues navigating around it after a little bit of getting used to. Also, the voice control works pretty decently as well. Heated steering wheel and heated front seat come standard on the 330i. However, ventilated front seats and rear heated seats are not available at all. Something also to note is that comfort access and lumbar support are not standard features, nor are they a la carte options that you can pick and choose. Instead, they're bundled in with the premium package, which costs 4,000 Canadian dollars. With that said, the premium package does include some nice things like a head-up display, 360 camera, as well as a Harman Kardon sound system, which does sound pretty good. Jumping into the rear, of course, not expecting a whole lot of space from this compact sedan. However, at 5'9", I have a good amount of legroom as well as enough amount of headroom. The rear seats also feel quite comfortable, and you also get a third zone climate control with some air vents, which is nice. It is a pity that you don't get rear heated seats. But anyway, let's go for a drive. So, in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that in my opinion, this is the gold standard for a BMW. And BMW stands for the ultimate driving machine. So, does it handle well? Yes, it does. It does handle very well. Okay, anyway, I'm getting carried away. The chassis feels agile, the steering is sharp, and the suspension, although a little bit firm, is very well damped. The car, despite being the base model here in North America and having all-wheel drive, feels very rear bias and does allow for a little bit of oversteer when you want it, just like you saw just now, which makes this car a very fun car to drive. As for power, yes, this isn't the 340. Yes, it doesn't have the beautiful inline-six soundtrack, but I'll tell you what, this does 0 to 100 kilometers in 5.6 seconds, and it feels a lot more punchy than you would think from a 255 horsepower engine. This is not bad at all. Now, granted, this does have a little bit of turbo lag, and it does also run a little bit out of steam at the top end, but it's still plenty of power to have fun. What is holding back this 330, in my opinion, however, is the gearbox. This non-sport automatic transmission, although is very smooth, it just feels a little bit slow to shift, especially when upshifting at high RPM. I would suggest to consider the M Sport Pro package for that sport-tuned transmission. What I want to talk about next is efficiency. The 3 Series now comes with a mild hybrid system, meaning that the engine turns on and off seamlessly at stoplights and allow for engine off coasting in Eco Pro mode. So if I let off my foot right now, I'm in Eco Pro mode. There's a little sign over there that says the engine is off and I'm coasting. Translating that into the real world, I was able to manage 5.6 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway and around 9 liters per 100 kilometers in the city. Now, these are excellent numbers for a mostly ICE vehicle, especially in the winter. To put it into context, since I've picked up this vehicle, I've driven about 432 kilometers, and about 42 kilometers is coasting. So about 10% of your driving could be in coasting. I'm just in regular Eco Pro when I'm in highway or when I'm not enthusiastically driving this car. So it's a pretty good ratio. Based on my experience, you can expect a 10% increase in fuel economy compared to a non-mild hybrid 330. As for safety features, emergency braking, parking sensors, blind spot warning, lane departure warning, etc. comes standard, but lane centering, adaptive cruise control, and 360 camera are optional features. As part of the professional driver assistance package, if you option for that, In addition to lane centering and adaptive cruise control, you also get hands-free driving in traffic, as well as lane change assist and evasive safety systems. Overall, while I still can't get over how expensive new car prices have gotten, the 2025 330i xDrive does present a well-rounded package as a premium sports sedan. It handles well, it has a good amount of pep, but at the same time it's also efficient and practical. What do you guys think? Would you pick a Mercedes-Benz C-Class or an Audi A5 over this? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.